It's a must-win match for the six offenders, who were hammered in their opening match by Young Money Cash Money. Last year's preliminary finalists need to find form quickly, otherwise they'll bow out at the group stage. A win for HOWZAT will see them move back to the top of Group B and will book a fourth consecutive finals appearance in the process after their bonus point crushing of 60 grit in their opening match. It's match 8 coming up next. Welcome to the WCG for match 8 of the 2019 Australia ADT20 Big Bash, which sees a replay of last year's preliminary final as the six offenders take on defending champions HOWZAT in a crunch match in Group B. HOWZAT have won the toss and have sent the six offenders into bat. So it'll be Tony Ibrahim to open up here for the six offenders. Made just 4 in their opening match against Young Money Cash Money. He'll be looking to add to that to get his side off to a great start. So the first ball of match 8, it'll be Jack Sullivan bowling over the wicket to Tony Ibrahim. In now, this is a short delivery and Ibrahim pulls this away to the mid-wicket boundary. First delivery. That's a brilliant start here from the six offenders. Sullivan is punished. Sullivan to continue to Ibrahim over the wicket. In now to full toss and it gets a leading edge, and this one goes for 6. So the six offenders are off to a flyer here in match 8. Ibrahim has raced to 11. No wicket for 12 in the opening over. Sullivan will continue to Ibrahim. It's a shorter delivery. Oh, this one's brilliantly caught there for young Costa Sabaz. And that's the first wicket down for the six offenders. Just as Ibrahim looked to be hitting his straps, HOWZAT pounce. So it's the six offender skipper Nathan Hancock who will walk out to bat at number 2. Was dismissed for a golden duck in his side's opening match. We'll be looking to better that with his side 1 for 12 in the opening over. So it'll be Jack Sullivan into Nathan Hancock for his first delivery. In now, and this one's a wild delivery which sails over Nathan Hancock's head. First delivery. Sullivan has been all over the shop in this opening over. That's further evidence of it. So a free hit here for the six offender skipper. Sullivan will come into bowler now. It's a full toss, and Nathan Hancock has hammered this down the ground for 6. This has been a brilliant over here for the six offenders. 1 for 19. It'll be young Costa Savas to bowl the second over of the innings. In now to Nathan Hancock. It's a full toss and he can only get a thick outside edge onto the fence and will scramble through for a single. This is a good busy start here from the six offender skipper in what is a must-win match for his side in this blockbuster, and they're off to a pretty decent start in this one. So Savas will continue again to Hancock, and that's a brilliant delivery there from Savas, and Hancock can only defend to Sullivan on the offside for no run. Six offenders 1 for 20 into the second over. Savas again over the wicket to Hancock, and that's another good delivery. He has a nervous look there to the umpire, who doesn't outstretch the arm, so that's another dot ball. That's 2 in 2 there for the youngster. Hughes will continue again here to Hancock. Oh, this one's a full toss. Hancock hits this down the ground to the mid-on boundary. This is brilliant intent here from the skipper, who moves to 11. So the final ball of what's been a pretty decent over here from Savas. In now, and this one's a short delivery which floats down the leg side, and this one is called a wide. So this one will have to be re-bowled here from Savas. 1 for 25 with 1 ball remaining in the second over. Savas will come in again here to Hancock, who advances down the ground again, and Savas gets a hand to it but can't stop it, and that's another boundary for the six offender skipper. 1 for 29 after 2. It's skipper v skipper for the third over. And Scott will bowl over the wicket here to Hancock. It's a full toss, and Scott is confident here. He's got his hand up. He hasn't got much support from his fieldsman. The umpire has said not out. Yeah, there's no sound as it passes the bat. 1 for 29 as Scott will continue to Hancock over the wicket. In now, this one's another full toss, and Hancock gets this through mid-wicket for another boundary. This is a real captain's knock here from Hancock, who moves along to 19. This is starting to get away from HOWZAT, as Scott will come into bowl again to Hancock. Oh, but this one goes right through the skipper, and that is a much needed wicket here for HOWZAT. Nathan Hancock goes for a welcome pole 19. His side of 2 for 33. So it'll be Daniel Hancock to walk out at number 3 for his side, the final batsman in. His side are in a pretty handy position here with 7 deliveries left in the innings. Can he push the 6 offenders over the 40 mark? So it'll be Scott over the wicket here to Hancock. In now to full delivery. Oh, and Hancock's had a wild swing first delivery. And that's the end of the innings. A rush of blood there for the youngster. And HOWZAT need 34. So brilliant cameos firstly to Tony Ibrahim and then to skipper Nathan Hancock. Sees the 6 offenders bowled out in the 3rd over for 33. And this could be a tricky run chase here for the defending champions. However, they'll be reasonably pleased after 2 wickets in 2 deliveries help peg the score back. It's 34 to get for HOWZAT. So it'll be the youngster Costa Savas who will get this run chase underway for HOWZAT. Bowled and fielded brilliantly in that opening innings. Can he do his bit with the blade and get his side off to a great start? So the first ball of the run chase, it'll be the skipper Nathan Hancock bowling to Costa Savas. In now, and that's a wide delivery, and it has been called a wide first up. And Nathan remonstrates, but that's clearly gone over the lines there. That's a wide to begin the innings. So HOWZAT get a freebie to get off and racing here in the run chase. Whereas Nathan Hancock will continue to Costa Savas now over the wicket. In now, and that's a better delivery. And that strikes Costa Savas on the body, who attempts to pull that into the fence. Good line and length there from the skipper. That's a priceless dot. Hancock to continue to Savas in the opening over. In now, and it's another good length delivery which swings away from Savas. And he has a wild swing there and can't make contact. Back-to-back dots there for Hancock. Hancock to continue over the wicket here to Savas. And now it's another good delivery as Savas advances and does not make contact. So that's 3 dots in a row here for the 6 offenders as the pressure builds here on HOWZAT. As Hancock is in again to Savas, and this one hits him on the body. He's going to scamper through for a leg bye, and that's a wayward throw there from Hancock, and Savas gets through. Still a brilliant start here with the ball for Nathan Hancock. So he's got 1 delivery left in the over. 31 required off 16 deliveries here for HOWZAT. Well, it's just about 2 a ball for the defending champions. As Hancock will come in for the final ball of his over. In now, it's another good length delivery. And again, he cannot make contact, Savas. And that's the end of the opening over. Yeah, and as predicted, Scott has retired him and will make his way to the crease. So it's Tony Ibrahim who will bowl the 2nd over of the innings. In now over the wicket to Scott. And this one's outside the off stump. And Scott leaves that alone. So another dot ball there for the 6 offenders. Pressure builds further for HOWZAT. As Ibrahim will bowl again to Scott now. It's a full toss. But Scott cannot get this past Daniel Hancock at cover. And that's another priceless dot. So it's 31 to get off 13 deliveries. As Ibrahim will continue to Scott, who gets a thick outside edge, and this runs along the fence and goes to the boundary. So Scott is off the mark with a much needed boundary. Breaks the shackles. No wicket for 6 into the 2nd over. As Ibrahim will continue to Scott. And this one's another full delivery, and again Scott gets a thick outside edge, and it squirts away there to the point boundary. Back-to-back boundaries there for the skipper. Ibrahim in for the final ball of the 2nd over. In now, Scott advances, and this one's a lot more convincing as he hammers this down the ground for 4. A hat-trick of boundaries to end the 2nd over. No wicket for 14. Daniel Hancock to come around the wicket here for the 3rd over. In now to Scott, who gets a thick inside edge as it squirts away to the fence on the leg side, and Scott will scamper through for a single. So it's 19 to get here for HOWZAT off 9 deliveries. Scott has been in this situation many a time over the years. Can he get his side home once again? As Hancock will bowl again to him now, and he hits this onto the fence on the offside and will only get through for a single. So 18 off 8 now required for HOWZAT. This has been a decent start to the 3rd over here from young Daniel Hancock. As he'll come into Scott once again around the wicket. In now, and this one slides down the leg side, and that'll be a wide. So the commentator's curse gets to Hancock there. as it's now 17 to get off 8 deliveries. So this is getting tight here. As Hancock will come in once again to Scott. Oh, and he's gone straight through him. No, he's caught behind. Either way, Scott is gone, and that is a massive wicket there for the 6 offenders. HOWZAT still have plenty of work to do in this one. 1 for 17. So it's Jack Sullivan, the next man to the crease here for HOWZAT. Was a hero for his side against 60 Grit in their opening match, and they need him to stand up once again with the blade. So it'll be Daniel Hancock to continue over the wicket here to Jack Sullivan. In there, and it's a good length delivery, and Jack can't make contact, and that's another priceless dot. So it's 17 to get off 6 deliveries now for HOWZAT, and this is getting very desperate indeed. Sullivan will need to find the boundary here regularly, as Hancock will bowl again to him now, and this one lands off the pitch. That'll be called a no ball. So that helps. That'll be 16 now required off 6 deliveries. A victory here for the 6 offenders will break Group B wide open as we head into the final round of matches. As Hancock will continue around the wicket here to Sullivan, and he serves up a full toss, and this match might not just be done yet. Sullivan gets off the mark in style. 12 to get from the final over. So it's going to be the skipper, Nathan Hancock, to take responsibilities for this final over, as he's in now to Jack Sullivan, and it's a swing and a miss there from the big man. So that's a priceless dot there for the 6 offenders. It's now 12 required off 4 deliveries for the defending champions. This will be a massive ball over if 6 offenders can hang on here. As Nathan Hancock will continue again to Sullivan as he scampers through for a single. As Sullivan dives to make his ground. It didn't matter in the end as Hancock missed the stumps. Desperate dive there from the big man. And yeah, direct hit, he would have been gone. But still a good result here for the 6 offenders. 11 to get off 3 deliveries. As Hancock will continue to Sullivan now. And this one goes through Sullivan. It doesn't hit the stumps, but it's a priceless dot. And the 6 offenders are just about there. 11 to get off 2 deliveries now. 10 to force a super over. As Hancock is into Sullivan once again. And it's another wild swing and a miss. And the 6 offenders rejoice. They know they are home, barring an absolute miracle here. And this result has blown Group B wide open as we head into the final round of matches. So the final ball of the match. Hancock is in now as he just serves up a gentle full toss to Sullivan. But it does not matter as the 6 offenders are victorious by 6 runs in this one. So the 6 offenders cause a massive ball over here in match 8 to blow Group B wide open as they are victorious by 6 runs and have kept their hopes of a semi-final berth alive. Daniel Hancock picking up the massive wicket of Scott in the 3rd over, which turned the tables, which sets up a huge final round of matches in Group B. So as we take a look at the standings after the 2nd round of matches, the Saggy Greens and Nice Gary, who meet next, are only playing for pride and to avoid the wooden spoon, as they are yet to get a point in this year's edition and cannot catch Wet Up and 2 inches short of a length, who will play off the top spot in match 11, which looms as a mouth-watering contest. Group B, as mentioned before, with this result for 6 offenders is wide open. Young Money, Cash Money and HOWZAT will meet in a massive top-of-the-table clash, with the loser of that match leaving the door open for the 6 offenders to pip them to a semi-final berth. 60 Grit are technically still alive in this year's tournament, but will need a double bonus point against the 6 offenders if they are any chance to progress. A massive final round of matches coming up as we arrive at the business end of the tournament.